Oh, it worked. All right. What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties. Everybody see me okay? There we go. All right. Wait a few minutes, see if anybody comes in. Hello, everybody. Mr. Stringer, what's up, brother? Hold on a second. How you doing tonight, brother? Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. Adjust my camera here a little bit. You guys can see better. Trying something different tonight. I'm using my computer. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Hanging in there, brother. One day at a time. It's just the way it is. Got to go with the flow. And if you can't go with the flow, you just ride the wave, man. I heard you caught a muskie. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you. How's everything? I don't know how this thing is working. I had to replace my router. Right on, Stringer. Thanks for stopping in, man. Um, yeah, I had to replace my router and everything, so I don't know how it's working, if it's lagging or what, but I hope you guys can hear me. I hope everything's good. So I'm gonna tie up a squid. I learned this from Jonny King. I was watching one of his videos and I really liked it. So this is what we're tying up tonight. Turn this way. It's articulated. It's got two hooks on it. We got one here and then one in the tentacles. So wherever the fish wants to bite, it'll get hooked, hopefully. So this squid is it's pretty easy to tie once you get the hang of it. It's just, kind of tedious a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, so here we go. So what I did is I took a 20 millimeter extension, hook shank extension, and I connected 2/0 hook in the back, and then I tied everything up here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the front of the squid where the tentacles and everything is. And the materials that I'm using is streamer fiber, and when it doesn't soak up water very well, so it stays kind of dry, but it traps the air inside of it. So when it goes in the water, it's kind of like Mirabu. When you're pulling it, it kind of goes like this, and then when you stop, it flares open. It goes like that and open again. So it's all in the way that you tie it. So here we go. And I hope if Jonny King sees this video, I do him justice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these fibers here. These are kind of like rubber legs, stringy legs. I have chartreuse and red, and I'm going to put them at the back of the hook, back of it here. back of the shank. And my mark is pretty much at the bend of my vise. So yeah, there's a bunch hanging over here, but I'm going to tie it back on itself once I get it in place. Fix this a little bit. There we go. There we go. Two. And I'm going to kind of twist it all the way around because it's a squid. I don't really care about, pattern or anything because it's all going to go together back at the back here. And I'm going to grab my handy dandy spool. Hey, what's up? Justin, thank you. Welcome in. Thunderstruck. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. I figured you'd be out fishing for them catfish, man. But it is kind of late there, isn't it? And like I said, I'm not really worried about how nice this is or anything because this is all part of the head and it's all going to be covering the hook. So, oh, it's 12:30. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, have a good night, brother. Thank you for stopping in, man. I keep forgetting about the time difference. No, it's 7:30 at night here for me. So there's the first part. We're just setting it back on itself like that. That's going to create that Miraboo open close thing. Good night, my friend. Tell Julie I said hi. All right. So we got that part in. And now the next thing we're going to tie in is some of these streamer fibers. Um, I like to use regular colors that don't have too much flash, and then I have other colors here that have flash already in them. So I just add a little bit to it. So first color I'm going to use is this golden color here. And as you can see, I don't have much. Very, very, very little. Put a little bit of this flashy stuff in with it. And once again, I'm going to tie it hollow style. So I'm going to get my length back here, about the same, even. And I'm just going to put one wrap, one loose wrap, two loose wraps here. Hard part is this hook gets in the way, but I get around it. Spread it around. Now I'm going to do the other side here with a little bit of pink. Like so. Take some flashy stuff. Not much because there's a lot of flash in this, so you don't really need to put too much. It adds, it accumulates. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, so got my length here. One, two loose wraps. Get it right where you want it. Then come back again. Follow style. Tie it back on itself. And that just ensures that it will open up on itself. You got to get it on there first. How's everybody's night tonight? Everybody doing okay? How's the weather up there? I heard it's been pretty like hot, cold, like can't make up its mind. And just a couple of wraps, like so. Now, of course, I'm in the salt, lots of toothy predators. Johnny doesn't like to use glue on his. I understand. I do, just because these, you know, these fish here, they're not messing around. It's just added protection. All right. I'm gonna take some more here. A little bit of let's see. I'm gonna use some of this pink barred hair extensions. Yeah, hair extensions. One, two, nice and loose. Spin it around. Same thing on the bottom. Use some of the white stuff. Or I should say, kind of like purplish pink. I don't know if you can see the color. One, two, bring it back. Make sure you got it right where you want it. I know it looks like a hot mess, but trust the process. It really comes out nice, as I showed you earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut this excess off. I don't need it. So, back. Make sure you can get it to lay down real nice, like so. All right. Now I'm going to put a little bit of purple. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put my crystal flash in there. I have this really cool stuff. It's called Senyo's Fusion Fiber. Really cool. Really good for this stuff here. This is pretty much going to be the last of that part. And then I'm going to tie the head part of the squid. It doesn't look like a pencil. Here we go. One, two. Get it set where you want it. And I'm going to do about let's say, no, I'm going to cut it right off here because, yeah, sorry, thinking out loud again. All right. Bring this back and around like so. A little bit goes a long way. You don't want it to look too crazy, but you want it to look crazy, if that makes sense. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in, dropping your likes and shares. Really helps me. Trying to get more subscribers. If you guys don't know already, I won't be in Hawaii much longer, a couple more months. If all goes well, I'll be moving to Alabama with my dad. We're looking at somewhere between Lake Gunnersville and Huntsville. So somewhere in that area. All right. So there's that part. So now we're going to tie the head of this fly where the eyeballs go. So that, what we just tied right there, is the tentacles. Oh, that's right. I got to put the um, feathers in there. Very last step. Sorry. Um, yeah, I'm going to put a few feathers in there, some barred feathers, because that just looks like it, you know. Hey, what's up? What's up, Kaya? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to use this. You guys can see it. Good night, my friend. Take care, Stringer. I was trying to call you earlier. I can't get my droid cam to work on my phone. When I go to the app, it just has the what you call IP address. That's it. It won't do anything else. So I don't know. Anyhow, barred saddle hackle, beautiful stuff. Kind of like a reddish brown color. And like I said, you only need a couple of wraps. And squid have what, 8 tentacles, so you don't have to put eight, just a few, because fish are not counting. Have a good night, Wendy. Thank you for stopping by. Be safe. Aloha. One more. All right. Get all of this tied down real nicely because now we're going to tie in kinky muddler style basically to make the head of the fly. First, I'm going to put a little bit of head cement on there, a little bit extra added help. Love this new thread that I got from the Fly Smith. You guys don't know who the Fly Smith is? Check out this website, theflysmith.co. There's no M on it. Really great materials, great prices, quality materials. Just beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that thread is. And it's super, super strong. All right. Now, kinky muddler style, I'm going to tie in the head. I'm going to use some blue first. A little bit of straight blue and some light blue with some flash in it. I don't really care because this part I'm going to trim and make a round head. Main thing I want to make sure is I have all these ends nice and flush for the head itself. So, and you see my threads all the way in the back here. Real simple. I'm not going to stack it. I'm going to tie it in a V shape from the sides. One, two wraps, like so. Hey, Mary, thank you so much. Have a great night. And same thing in the back here. Just going to tie it over in a V right in the middle. Just like so. Cut it evenly. Like so. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Sorry, yeah, on the bottom. Make sure this is nice and even. Two light wraps. One, two. Get it right where I want it. Kind of pull down a little bit. The stuff compresses pretty good too. Bring this side over. Bring it back. Like so. Okay, I'm going to cinch that down. Come forward. I got these little nubs in the front there. I don't care because it's all going to get covered. Next color I'm going to use some yellow and purple. Once again, make sure that end is nice. And you can see I tied a V and you can see on the top there, oh, there's a big open spot. That's okay, not a problem. I'll tie it in from this way because we're going for the roundness, right? Come on this side. Bring it right around to this side. Cinch it down like so. Hey, Glacier Shark. How you doing, man? Yep. The blues and the pinks really work good here. All right. I'm going to bring this back, cinch everything down. All right. I'm not worried about this because we're going to trim it anyway. So, anyhow, here we go. Some more different colors. I'm going to put some red in here. With a little bit of tan flash. And what this is supposed to imitate is, a squid who's changing colors, like evading a predator. So, they change colors and stuff trying to get into their closest thing they can find. All right. One, two, bring it back. One, two, like so. All right. Cinch this down real good, tie it off, and that's pretty much the head. Of course, I have to do a lot of trimming, so give me a second here to fix this. There we go. Just like so. Don't want this going anywhere, so come back on it just as hair, like so. All right, put a whip finish on this. And of course, salt water. I use UV resin to make sure this stuff gets saturated and has less chance of fouling. Right, what do we got going on here? Whip finishers are really cool, but they can also be a real pain. All right. And like I said, this is all gonna be hidden by the head part of it, but this is where the eyeballs go. You want to kind of make this flare out. You'll see. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to use some UV resin on this part. Just make sure those threads are locked in there. With a little bit of UV light. That is a wrap for that. There ain't nothing coming out of that. It will stay solid. And it's waterproof. All right. Now, I said this is where the eyeballs go. So you can see in this one, see how that head is real prominent and stands out. That's what we're going to do. Take it out of the vise. When I do that, let me see. So we're going to just sit here and trim a little bit. It's all in the trim. Really is. It's a messy fly until you trim it, and then it's beautiful. They're all about the same. Now, kinky muddler style. So you pinch it. You're gonna go ahead and bring it like this. We're gonna, can you see? Let's see. Pinch it. Right. I'm using my fingers as the guide. Trim it up like that. Come on the other side. Pinch it. Trim it up. Use your finger as the guide. I'm pretty sure a striper would eat this. Once again, come on the side. Follow your finger as the guide. And there is the head. Now I'm going to glue the eyeballs on there. And I use E6000. It sets up pretty quick. It's super strong. So I have green eyeballs. I'm going to put green eyeballs on this one. Get a good dollop. Not too much, but a good dollop. And I set it right in the center. on that nice big puff ball that I have there. And put that on there. Do the same thing on the other side. Sorry about that. And the other one. Same thing. And, this stuff is super, super awesome. Once it sets, mm, yeah, it's not, these eyes are set. It's not going to be easy for anything to take them off. And it sets really quick, which is what I like. If you have any excess, you can use your bodkin to take it out, like so. And that's the bottom half. That's the squid's head. And don't worry about this. You can trim this off at the end. You make sure those eyes are kind of right where you want them. That's why I always take it off of the vise and look at it. And now when you do this, you can see you get a little bit of deformation up on the top because you're squeezing down. You just grab your scissors and round it off a little bit. My dog heard a rat, so she's going kind of crazy. It's alive! Hate it when that happens. So that's the head. Now I'm going to work on the body and that. For that, I use a 3/0 hook, 3/0 mustad hook, O'Shaughnessy with a nice long shank on it. And I connect it together with the head using a 40-pound test mono. Like so. Get my thread started. And I'm just gonna build up a nice little thread bed on here. I got mono to lay on. And also I'm gonna glue it down because last thing you want is for that mono to come out. like here. You get your mono. Bring it in all the way back. Got a good grip on it. Come back. Now I'm gonna come pulling it up because you don't want it to be on the side, right? This is the tricky part. I'm gonna tie this. I'm not worried because when I come back and tie it down, I'm gonna pull it over. Okay, so push it over a little bit. There you go. Right on top. Yeah, it's about the right length. Grab the head. Want it to have a little bit back there, so yeah, about like so. When I tie it in, when I tie the top in, I'm gonna try and not cover the eyes, but be right to them. So not right there would be good. Bring it all the way up. Get it cinched down real good. Come back. Now, when you come back, what I learned from Jonny King is you're gonna hold it up as you come back and come in on it, and then come around like so. One wrap, two wrap, come around. One wrap, two wrap, like so. And that, make sure it stays on the top, and you won't, it'll also keep it from fouling. I'm gonna give it one more just for safekeeping. Right under. Now I'm gonna bring this all the way up, cover it up real good, and I'm gonna coat it with UV resin. Like I said, because last thing you want is that fish to grab a hold of this thing down here on the second hook and this fail. And you lose the whole fish. That would be no fun. Nice little bead on there. Get the bodkin. Bring it around. Let it all fuse together. Like so. Get the UV. Of course, I have a cheap little UV light, so it takes a little bit longer, but I didn't want to spend 50 bucks on a light. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? But as for right now, this does the job. All right. Now the body. This part, I use a lot more flashy stuff. Um, then, yeah, I use a little bit extra flashy. So I'm going to start off with the body here. Same way, pinky muddler style. We're not really worried about excess and everything because we have a great barber. So about to the eyes, right to the tip of the eyeballs. Same way, sideways, right? Tying it in a V. But I want to start from the bottom of the hook. It's just easier that way. One, two. Cinch it down like so. That's about right where I want it. Tie it over in the V like so. One, two, three. That's it. You don't really need much because they build up on top of each other. They just, yeah. All right. Same thing. We're going to come to the top and we're going to try some blue and pink. That's why it's fun about this fly. You can throw all different kinds of colors in there. Or you don't have to. You could just do it in one color or two colors, but I don't know. It's fun like this. So, same thing. One, two. Get it on the side, right where you want it. Bring it to the back. V pattern. One. There we go. Two. Manipulate it to where you want it. Cut off the excess there. Keep it all together. Okay. And you notice I have this bump here, and it's good because that's where I'm going to start the next time. Purple and gold. Purple and yellow. There we go. With a little bit of yellow flashing. So don't worry about taper or anything like that because all this is going to get cut and trimmed up. So one, two, right in front. Stuff compresses down so nicely. Like so. V-tie. And onto the other side. Right there. One, two. Come back to the front. That looks good. Knock it off. You're making a big deal over nothing. Come on, baby. Thank you. All right. There's some golden red with a little bit of tan flash. On there, kind of cinch it down a little bit. Got a little bit too thick on that one. That's okay. Wants to avalanche. And if you get that, then you can come around, slap one right on the top. Boom, that hole is covered. that little thingamabobby in there. Empty space is covered. And I can go ahead and use this to kind of build it up a little bit. Not a problem. All right. Got that. Start with some blues and greens. Some blue. Some green and yellow. Once again, tie it in a V tie. One, two, two nice light wraps. Bring it around to the back. One, top. Same thing. Just for added protection. Some Sally Hansen's. All right. Come with some pink. Barred pink. Once again on the bottom. V pattern. One, two. Move it around. One. Oh, one. Come on now. Sometimes this stuff doesn't want to cooperate because this is not kinky fibers. This is actually hair extensions, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. One, two, three. Nice V pattern. Put it together, and it's real slick. This stuff is real slick. Right. And don't worry, it looks like an electrified mess right now. That's where the trim comes into play. I'm going to use some brown, some red, not much, just to kind of throw it off a little bit. And there's my olive. There it is. Throw some olive in there. Can you tell she wants to go in? Yeah, I'll let her in a second. Let me get this last time. Hold on, I'll let you in. Spoil brat. Yes, silly girl. I'll let you in. Okay. Maybe I can. Bye bye. Sorry about that, gang. I'm back. Right. And just back and forth. That's how this fly is. Your top and bottom, back and forth. Get some more pink here. Purple. And I'm not really blending them together, as you can see. I'm just kind of putting them together. Because then you get the, I don't know, it just comes out nice like that. I don't know how to describe it. So, top, or then you use red only. Kind of creating like a little hot spot. Now from the bottom, one, two, get it right where you want it. Flip it over to V, bring it back, set it in place. Just like that. Now the very last one, I'm not gonna do a V. Kind of gonna stack it. Pink and purple. Top. Let's see. Do some gold and blue. And, two. Spread it out a little bit. See if that's where you want it. You don't want too much in the back, so I'm going to cut some of this off. Okay. Get our handy dandy spool. Spread it around. Get it right where you want it. Flip it over on itself, like so. And this part, I'm not going to tie it on itself. I'm just going to build a dam. One more tie to put in here. And this is kind of gonna emulate the dorsal, I guess you would call it, of the squid. See, I'm just tying a thread down back on it like this. Back to the front, cover it up a little bit. Go. Bingo. All right. I'm gonna finish this off. Then we're gonna trim it, and then we're gonna tie in what I like to use, what I call the dorsal. Brian, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I know I am not using my whip finisher correctly. See, now it's gotten on my mind. Come back to the front. Right. I'll tie it off. Always at the front. Always at the front. Brian just said that tonight. Right. Right. Put this off to the side now. And now we use our 5-inch razor scissors. Okay. And like I said, I don't want to completely cover the eyeball. Just cut some of this off. And this is where the beauty of a rotary vise comes in. You just go ahead and go right around like so. A lot of this stuff gets just trimmed off. But the end result is beautiful, beautiful. Righty. Looks pretty darn good. All right, final stages. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. And a little bit of paint. Not a whole lot, but just enough. Like so. It's a huge mess, and I don't care. That's how it's supposed to be. Same way as we did the last time on the top. But we're not going to really spread it around. We're going to try and keep it at the top and the bottom of the fly. Like so. You want it to come just past the eye. One, two. Technical difficulty. Right. Like this. Like I said, we're going to keep it right on the top. And it's going to create kind of like that dorsal fin thing. I don't know what it's called. Spine or whatever. Same thing on the bottom. A little bit past the eye. One, two. Just tie it off real good. Put a whip finish on it. And just about done. Of course, I put the UV resin just to lock all these threads in. Don't need to because I got this really good thread, but anyhow. All right. Well, looks like everybody's gone. That's okay. People will catch it on the replay. Get my handy dandy UV resin. Before I do that, get rid of all these little excesses because they become a pain in the butt when you put resin on them. And that, my friends, is the articulated squid. Two hooks. Do this, be very careful. I'm gonna kind of put a little tape around now. It's dorsals, not like a bookend. So, all right, my friends, there we go. And it's all a big fluffy mess right now, but once I put this in the water, I'll get everything to kind of lay the way it should. And it'll be just like the other one. But, yep, that's it. And like I said, you got a 2-aught hook on the bottom here. You got a 3-aught hook right here. So wherever your predatory fish wants to bite it, whether it's in the tentacles here, it's going to get hooked, or if it's in the head, where all these beautiful colors are. I don't know if you guys can see them. Let me turn this away. How about that? All right. And that is it. I hope I did Jonny King some justice. He ties them much better and more beautiful than me, of course. But yeah, that's where I learned it from. Check out his videos also. Um, he ties some really awesome saltwater stuff, all kinds of stuff, but really, really just awesome. Real nice guy. One day I hope to meet him in person. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless. Thanks for stopping by. Ahui ho. God bless.